What do we have for Scorpio? Eight of Wands, Sag energy at the foundation of the reading, Scorpio. The downloads I've been receiving for this particular reading have been coming in the form of visualizations. I was visualizing myself sitting with all of you inside a rocket ship, and I was briefing all of you before you take off on your mission, Scorpios. The energy that I have been feeling leading up to this reading has been very excited. I couldn't wait to sit down here and do this reading. As you step into 2024, a lot of you are going to start seeing success materialize into your lives as a result of all the hard work you've been doing. Now, this is, of course, if you've been on this path and if you've been pushing towards something with your nose to the grindstone, so to speak. You've had to overcome a lot, Scorpios, to get to this point. I was also hearing the phrase mind virus. I feel a lot of you have been feeling some sort of projective energy that has been blasted towards you by some sort of opposing force. This can most definitely be family members, friends, exes, really take it as it fits. But it's an energy that really wants you to feel like you always need to look over your shoulder. It wants you to feel like there's always going to be somebody coming up behind you taking what you have. But Scorpio, the universe wanted me to tell you that the path that's being cleared for you, the path that you're going to be carving out by way of your divine guidance is only for you. You're going to be in a lane all your own. There is no competition, Scorpios. And for all of you Scorpios out there in the collective that resonate with that particular message, it's very important that you start to understand just that. You're in your own lane. There's no reason to look to anybody else for inspiration. You are the inspiration. You are going to be the one that sets the new standard in whatever sector or field you may be working in. There's a uniqueness to your energy, Scorpio, that I'm picking up, and it just cannot be matched. Okay, so you'd really be selling yourself short if you're looking for inspiration from other individuals in your sector. I hope I'm making myself clear there. Now, I'm not saying don't look for inspiration in other areas. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just more or less talking about your particular sector. There's something about what you do that is going to have the power to respin the wheel, so to speak, and just really put you in a place to where you don't have to be looking over your shoulder. You know, I'll use myself as an example here to quickly try and get across to all of you what I'm picking up on. But as you can see here, the way I do tarot, and I use my cute little bells here, nobody else does this. There's not a single other person who reads tarot like this. It's very difficult to read tarot like this, but I chose to do it this way, so I was always in my own lane. I can't really be compared to other tarot readers. I'm just my own thing. So there's a uniqueness to the way that I show up inside the tarot community. And being a Scorpio myself and having multiple Scorpio placements, Sun, Rising, all sorts of other Scorpio positionings in my chart, this is really what I'm picking up for all of you, okay? So it's time to really dig deep. I'm getting a lot of ringing in my ear right now, Scorpio. Right as I said that, dig deep, I was getting a ringing in my right ear, okay? So this is talking about you aligning with your higher guidance and the divine. They really want to help you craft something that is unique to you. Set your intentions and connect with Source to be able to pull through the blueprint to be able to do this. Essentially, all you need to do, Scorpios, is pray or meditate and ask for downloads to show you which way to move in regards to whatever this is you're heading towards. And this Eight of Wands speaks on everything that I just said, and it's right at the foundation. It's right at the root chakra. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of movement inside the Scorpio collective. You are all sitting in the rocket ship of my mind, Scorpios, and you're getting ready to blast off. What do we have at the sacral, please? Five of Cups, Scorpio energy at the sacral. This goes along with everything that I was just speaking about. There's this projective energy. There's this energy that wants you to think that you're going the wrong way, that you're doing something wrong. It's like this energy wants you to give up. You may have felt this a few days ago, Scorpios, over the weekend, maybe a few days before, all around this full moon. I always feel something like this around the full moons. I feel like a lot of you Scorpios do. They really try to get you in your emotions, right? It's like they want you to give up. They want you to think that what you're doing is insignificant, that it doesn't matter. It's something like this. You know, whenever I feel that way, I'll look at the astrology and sure enough, it's always right there. And it has a way of sort of snapping me out of it. So just be aware of this, Scorpios, because this is going to be something that's ongoing. It's going to be a regular thing that you're going to have to deal with, especially because you're heading into this success, right? So all I can tell you is the more resistance you feel, Scorpios, the more that's a very clear indication that you're on the right path. But this Five of Cups, this also really represents the other download that I heard surrounding the mind virus. It's like they're trying to re-engage you in the karmic cycle with that past version of yourself that hadn't stepped into your personal power yet, that was really fearful to go after your dreams, that was always too distracted to focus on your creative endeavors, and that was always too invested in what other people thought or said about you. See, an unawoken Scorpio constantly trying to seek validation from those around them, from those that they think they can trust. I used to do this all the time, and all it did was set me out on a path that was in the opposite direction of the way that the divine had always intended for me to go. It's usually when you're on that path that you have some sort of divine intervention come into your life. God speaks to you and tells you that you're going the wrong way and that you need to start having a closer look at your environment, the people in it. It's usually right around that time that you have a mass awakening to the fact that you've quite possibly been living a lie. And you've been surrounded by people that have always been holding you back and trying to stop you from transforming. You see, you being the sign of transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes, you have to battle these inner emotions. Five of Cups, right? All the stuff you need to leave behind that doesn't serve you. This is what you have to come up against. Your own shadow. But as you can see here, there's two cups right behind you. And there's an emphasis on quality over quantity, which is telling us very clearly that the divine is trying to bring something into your life that holds a higher quality. It could be people, it could be opportunities, but it all has to do with you self-empowering, taking your focus off of the things that didn't serve you and focus on the things that are serving you and that will give you some sort of reciprocity for the energy you're putting out. You see, no other zodiac sign is more experienced than Scorpios when it comes to pouring your energy into an empty void. Scorpios will work themselves to the bone to put a smile on somebody else's face and receive nothing in return of any value. And what I mean by that is, what you receive in return does not come in the form of love. It comes in the form of narcissistic tactics that individuals utilize against you to keep you engaged in a cycle. See, people want Scorpios to think that you're always in a deficit to them, that you always owe them something, that they're always doing you a favor. It's like being birthed into a life cycle, and from your first breath, you're in energetic debt. You're in energetic slavery to those around you. Some of you may have literally had parents or family members make you feel like you're indebted to them because they gave you life. That's the sort of level of darkness that a lot of the Scorpio collective has had to overcome in their life. But what this has done, Scorpios, is allow you to nurture an unbreakable bond with the Most High. You're truly loved because of everything you've had to overcome. And you haven't asked for anything along the way, Scorpios. You've just kept your head down and beavered away in hopes that one day things would improve. You've never worked toward bettering yourself and bettering your life because you thought you would receive something materially back in return. You just did it because you understand that you're working for a much greater purpose, a higher purpose. And this is why the divine is going to position you in a space of influence, however that may show up for you. Because your heart is in the right place, because you truly understand the meaning of living a well-balanced life in alignment with the will of the Most High. Where do we have the solar plexus, please? Six of Wands, Leo energy at the solar plexus. The Sun, Leo energy in reverse at the heart. Very interesting here, Scorpios. The Six of Wands at the solar plexus is representing this victory that all of you are going to be stepping into. This is the crossover point. This is the metaphorical rocket ship that I've been picking up for all of you. This is you receiving your award, your recognition from the divine. And for a lot of you, this is going to come as a surprise to you. It will be shocking. Things will just start slowly taking place in your waking life. Some pennies from heaven over here. Maybe a few more over there, an opportunity here, an opportunity there. And as long as you stay on this path, Scorpios, it won't stop. It will just become a part of this blessed new life that you're preparing to step into. This Sun in reverse right at the heart is showing us very clearly this projective energy that I'm picking up on here. As you can see, it's weaving around this energy here. Here you are moving forward toward this victory. But then there's these emotions playing on you. Five of Cups. This Sun at the heart in reverse. This is representing you having some sort of lingering doubt. It's like you can't focus on the positive. So again, they want me to reiterate the message that I gave about you feeling some sort of depression, or your perspective starts to become clouded out of nowhere. You have to remember, Scorpios, when you're feeling that way, it's because somebody is projecting it onto you. You just need to take a deep breath and understand and realize that it's because you're getting closer and closer to this victory. Some of you may be dealing with this energy right now. And again, it has to do with the full moon. This is when the weirdos, Scorpios, come out and they do their little spell work on you. But all I can tell you is, at this point, take it as a compliment. What could you possibly be working towards, Scorpios, that would make individuals want to invest this amount of time and energy into stagnating you and standing in your way? The Sun is also at the heart chakra, which is telling me that this is coming from people that are no longer in your life. There's a lot of resentment and bitterness that I'm picking up here in regards to you and these individuals, Scorpios. I feel like these people resent you because you let go. You set your sights on a better life. You refuse to be a part of these miserable karmic cycles that these individuals had you engaged in any longer. And it's like the metaphorical black cloud. A lot of Scorpios have come from karmic cycles of lack, whether it's in your finances or it's just an overall lack mentality, right? Which can be seen as you not thinking you're good enough to do something. And I always tell people, if you feel that way, it's because you're actually good enough. See, the mindset of lack is actually an entity. It's a demon. Demons are behavioral patterns. Behavioral patterns are typically things you pick up from people in your families or a specific way you live your life. There's many layers to it. There's this sort of micro to macro way of looking at what I'm trying to explain to you here. But just to keep things nice and simple here for the sake of this reading, Scorpios, let's say there was this lack mentality that's weaved its way through your family lineage in the form of behavioral patterns. The people that have come before you have never really gone after their dreams. They've just all talked about what they were going to do, but never put any action behind it. And now here you come, breaking the chains, right? This is what a black sheep is. A black sheep is somebody who decides that they don't want to live the same life that all the individuals that came before them lived. They want to evolve, which is really what we came here to do. You see, generational karma is a big problem because it's de-evolving energy. It's just stuck. That's why it holds a demonic vibration to it, because usually the patterns that those past family members have subscribed to originated by some sort of curse or demonic possession that somebody picked up along the way. I mean, think about how easy it is for a child's parents to mold them, and that child doesn't know any better. It's just not even a thought. And it isn't really until you start to age, you start to truly understand that quite possibly these behavioral patterns that you picked up from your parents or other people in your family don't serve you. And especially now in this time in history, a lot of you were birthed into the collective to do just this: break generational karma. I would go as far as saying that every single Scorpio is a chain breaker. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. If you are alive right now on this planet, you're a chain breaker. But we're all coming online right now. It's like the divine has switched us all on. It's really started to happen this past few years. So a lot of you may have been feeling nudged by the universe or going through spiritual awakenings. For most people, it started to happen around 2018, 2019, maybe before then, but this is really when the mass awakening started happening. And again, some of you are going to be on different parts of this journey, but the destination is typically going to be the same. So with all that said, Scorpios, you're going to have to start accepting that these individuals are going to resent the path you're on because they simply couldn't do it. They weren't strong enough to. And because there's a spiritual nature to what you're doing, people feel threatened by that. They automatically feel like they're beneath you. And if this is your parents or older family members, this is not going to sit well with them. But at the end of the day, Scorpios, that's between them and God. Your path is your own. And it's not your fault that these other individuals didn't answer the call when the divine sent through the message. Now, we'd all like to think that these individuals would be proud of us and support us. But again, Scorpios, because of the spiritual nature to this is just not how it goes down when it comes to breaking generational karma. In fact, the whole reason why you are the chain breaker is because you understand this and because you realize that connections must be severed in order to fully accomplish the mission at hand. What do we have at the throat, please? The Lovers, Gemini energy in reverse at the throat. Most, if not all of you Scorpios, have dealt with resistance in multiple areas of your life, in multiple kinds of relationships. I was just talking about in the Pisces reading how most of our family members will try and discourage us from going a certain way in our life. Tell us that certain paths and certain things aren't for us. If you manage to overcome that, then the devil will send friends and lovers into your life to try and accomplish what your family couldn't. These individuals will place setbacks on your path. This Lovers in reverse represents all of that. This is you coming in contact with people who have misaligned values with you. This can be representing all the toxic relationships that all of you have dealt with at some point in time. These relationships did nothing but hold you back, take years from your life. But when you think about it in terms of how the devil and the underworld works, all of this resistance will come through in a very incremental fashion. It's all about taking time from you, Scorpios. Time being the most valuable commodity in existence. It cannot be replaced and it cannot be bought. The more all of you start to align and get on this path, you'll have a better understanding of this. You'll recognize every minute of your day as being valuable, and you'll start to understand that it all needs to go towards your purpose. Eventually, Scorpios, you will come in contact with other like-minded people who you can build with, who you can combine with. But most, if not all of the time, you need to take this path as a lone soldier first. I just heard it's a part of the initiation process. For those of you, Scorpios, who are just now starting out on the path, you're still in the cycle where you're dealing with a lot of struggles in your relationships. This is your message here of what's on the other side of this for you. We're showing you very clearly where the divine is trying to guide you to, but you must overcome the imbalance that you're facing in these friendships, these romantic connections. These people aren't supposed to go with you. They don't support you. These people have no idea what it means to be an awoken person inside the collective. No clue. They may act like they do, but they don't know, Scorpios. You can't relate to any of these individuals. And the sooner you start to realize that these individuals are essentially Agent Smiths that have been sent into your life to put roadblock after roadblock in your way, the better off you'll be. I would go as far as saying that 100% of the Scorpios in the collective that this reading resonates with does not have a single person around you that supports you on the path you're on. And if they say they do, lean in a little closer, Scorpios, because I promise you, there's an ulterior motive there. What do we have at the third eye, please? Temperance, Sag energy at the third eye. Further reiterating everything we're saying. Temperance is all about purpose. It's all about meaning. And it's coming in right at that third eye. So here you are getting the downloads, right? Moving away from this chaos. So that's the sun back there. Sometimes to me it looks like an exploding volcano, but right now I am seeing it as the sun. This sun in reverse, right? It's like this is what you're leaving behind. See, the way they keep Scorpios engaged in these cycles is to make you feel like you're obligated at all times. It's like they want your blood, they want your soul, they want your energy. And whether or not they can actually articulate this, Scorpios, it makes the demons within them feel quenched and satisfied when they can keep you off your path because of the favor that they have with the underworld, with the devil. There's this very chaotic energy I'm picking up between the Sun, Lovers, and Temperance. For those of you that are still surrounded by some of these individuals, I feel that things are going to reach a fever pitch, which is also what I was feeling before the reading, this very exciting energy. It could be this reading that opens a lot of you up, helps clear out that intuitive channel, and you just start receiving these downloads, and you're able to push forward and make the necessary changes in your environments and start aligning yourself with your path. You see, it's impossible to try and do this work, Scorpios, when you have this low vibrational demonic influence around you, especially if there's more of them than you, which there always is for Scorpios. It's like they need 10 people just to keep one Scorpio down. It's like 10 fallen angels trying to keep one angel imprisoned. But even those 10 fallen angels don't stand a chance when you wake up to the truth. And when you wake up to the truth and you start marching forward in power, Scorpios, they actually can't touch you. The devil can only get you to self-sabotage. This is where that mind virus comes into play. They mess with your mind. They get in your head. So there's essentially nobody else to blame but yourself. This is all a part of it too. Got to take responsibility for your own actions. Despite whether the fact it was the result of negative projections, you have to take responsibility and march forward in power and understand the way they get you, Scorpios, from the beginning of your life until the end of your life is by way of your mind. And the sooner you start to realize that one, the sooner you will start taking the necessary steps to protect yourself, which will result in you starting to see this new timeline materialize all around you. What do we have at the crown, please? The World in reverse. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy. I just heard so clearly, Scorpios, they're trying to anchor you down. They know that you now know what they have always known about the path that you were always supposed to go down. See, a lot of you Scorpios will start to understand that all of these individuals were actually made aware of your life's purpose, what you were supposed to do. Some of your parents took you to a psychic when you were younger. Psychic said that you were going to be this person and that person. Some of your parents went out of their way to make sure that you never accomplished that because something told them to. Some of you had parents that may have abused drugs when you were a child. Picking up all different forms of psychosis here coming from some of your family members. Wouldn't surprise me. This is quite often the kinds of dynamics that Scorpios have to deal with. Growing up with parents or family members that are just completely out of their mind, and they take it out on you. You're the little whipping boy or the little whipping girl. And that only stops when you wake up to it. They'll keep doing this all the way through your adult age. They always want to keep tabs on you. A lot of your guys' motivation to succeed was to be able to give back to your families. But now what you're starting to realize is that that was some sort of spell. I promise you, Scorpios, these individuals do not deserve anything that you have attained off of your hard work inside the collective. The success that the divine is trying to align you with won't be fully realized with any of these individuals inside your energy, influencing your environments. They simply cannot be present. Otherwise, you will not feel the full scope of this success that the divine has prepared for you. But now more than ever, Scorpios, because we are in the 11th hour, because you're so close, because the rocket ship is getting ready to take off, because it's the final countdown, you're going to feel the resistance. You're going to feel a pull. You're going to feel the projections and the attacks. But as long as you hold your head up high and understand that the only way any of this can affect you is if you allow the mind virus to install itself into your mainframe, resulting in you self-sabotaging, which will usually show up as you engaging with those individuals. What do we have at the foundation, please? Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy, Amy. And this is interesting because right here we can see this movement, right? These can represent downloads, you heading towards the success, all these changes coming into your life. And then right here, it looks like a wand that's on fire. It's like they're trying to set your new beginning ablaze. There's a very greedious, envious energy here. I just heard, for some of you, this is a sibling, but this is an energy of coveting. These individuals feel cheated, right? Goes back to what I was saying about you being able to accomplish what they never could. But in saying that, Scorpios, these people just never even tried. I'm also, again, getting confirmation surrounding this lack mentality that tried to steal your confidence away from you, make you feel like you're insignificant. They wanted to keep you hidden from the world because of the tremendous influence and capacity you have to be able to awaken other individuals to the power that they also hold within them. I'm also getting another message here surrounding some X's for some of you trying to come back, especially with this Eight of Wands stacked with the Six of Pentacles. I just said this wand on fire. Okay, so some of you can use your imagination there on why this individual may be coming back and what tactics they may be utilizing as a means to stop you from moving forward. I want to give you a little going away present, Scorpios. I want to give you something that stays with you permanently. Now, I'm not going to go any deeper into that one because I don't want to. But I'm sure you can use your imagination. So whoever this person is, stay away from them. And for a lot of you, this is a big temptation coming back. Remember what I said. If your family members can't stop you, the Agent Smiths will show up in friends, lovers. It's like they're the devil's second attempt of knocking you off your path. What do we have? The sacral, please? Oh, wow. Page of Wands. And there it is. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. For some of you, could be dealing with a fire sign. I'm getting that strongly here now. This Page of Wands, Balaam, is an energy of setbacks. Very immature energy. This is somebody who brought a lot of negativity into your life. Made you question who you are. I feel like this person, for some of you, could have been verbally abusive towards you. This was a tactic that was utilized to disempower you so you felt beneath them, so they can control you. See, they allow you to get close to them, and then they break you down. They go for the jugular. Some of you shared secrets with these individuals, shared insecurities, shared things that you wouldn't share with anybody else, and they used it all against you. Some of these individuals dragged your name through the mud when you split up from them. These individuals utilize multiple tactics to try and ruin your reputation and make it very difficult for you to get up and put things back together. And for some of you, this is who the devil is sending back into your life, because at one point in time, this person had you in a very, very vulnerable position. Or it could be somebody that the devil is sending into your life that holds very similar traits, characteristics, could even look like them. So keep your storm shutters up, Scorpios, and just use discernment. And don't forget what you've learned, and you'll be able to overcome whatever this may represent. What do we have? The solar plexus? Wow. Knight of Cups. This is read as Knight of Cups in its shadow polarity. They're really driving this message home here. This is them. Literally Knight of Cups in reverse. This person had you in a fantasy, kind of daydreamy kind of energy one day, and then it's like it's pure hell the next. Very up and down, very temperamental. But I also think this person's jealous of you. Maybe you work in the same field. I always find that so peculiar when individuals have romantic partners that are jealous of them. But whatever the case here, Scorpios, there is somebody or somebody's lurking around inside your energy. Some of these people may just want to get back into your life because of where you're going. A lot of the things you're about to accomplish are things you've been talking about and trying to work toward for years. And some of these things are going to start actually becoming reality because you've cut these individuals away from your life. It's like they were the only thing that was really holding you back. And that's going to be in a lot of their faces as well. I'd imagine that something like that is a hard reality to accept, especially if that's like a parent realizing that you cutting them off is the whole reason why you're having success now. Talk about having to look at yourself in the mirror, self-examine, and come to terms with the fact that you put your child through a lifetime of horrendous struggle just because of everything that was unhealed and broken inside of you. This is how karma works. A lot of the time, Scorpios, people's karma is going to be all connected to your success. What do we have at the heart, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the heart, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the heart? Ah, there it is. Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy, Gamigan. There's that lack mentality right underneath that sun in reverse. This is how they get the Scorpios. Make you feel like you ain't good enough. Nobody cares what you do. You're insignificant. Nothing you do could ever possibly make any difference. Who's going to want to listen to you? Who's going to want to watch you? Your story ain't that special. All of this. And I'm here to tell all of you, if you've ever heard any of those phrases spoken to you in your life, again, it's because all of the opposite is the truth. And Scorpios, I was supposed to switch decks right there. I just realized that, but they wanted that card to come out, so we'll go with it. And right here it says, gives an account of souls that died in sin. It's making me think about that generational karma, the people that came before you, not being able to break out of these patterns, this lack, right? This black cloud, the poverty, whatever it is. You being the chain breaker that turns all this around. This is a very dark energy right here. This is what you've overcome, Scorpios. This is pure hell. What do we have at the heart, please? We're going to double stat. Wow. Again. Back to back. Look what it says. Delay. Unbelievable. Confirmation after confirmation. You're real chain breakers. You guys are breaking generational karma. This is how you do it. This is the blueprint. You break the generational karma. You step into your success. That's how you access your blessings. You release yourself from a certain kind of hell. Scorpios, I'm not just saying this. I've done this. This is real. It's very real. So who better to deliver the message to you than somebody who's actually gone through this? And there's levels to it. There's these sort of graduation benchmarks. You know, I'm still developing through this energy. As time goes on, I just hit different levels. It's the same for all of you. We're all on different parts of the timeline, helping evolve the collective. But for Scorpios, it's all about recognizing how truly special you are, how powerful you are, how unique you are, and how influential the energy is that you hold within all of you to help trigger change in other individuals that come across your path. And then we have Elamia, divine power. So here you are now, on path, protected, cloaked, Queen of Wands. It's all about self-mastery and dedication. There you are, praying with all these wings around you, protecting you. This is all because you heeded the call. What do we have at the throat, please? Justice, Kalel, Libra energy. The invocable God makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. And Scorpios, this is speaking about divine court. There's a balancing taking place. Remember what I said about you stepping into your power and that being what triggers the karma in these individuals' lives? This is what this is representing. And you see, Scorpios, the best way you can get these individuals to quite possibly change is by allowing yourself to step into your power so karma does actually come into their life and start working as a means to try and get them to change. You want them to change. You want them to receive karma. It's the only way that they can heal. Now, whether or not it's in this lifetime or the next is all circumstantial, but that's between them and the divine. What is important here is that you don't stand in the way of this, is that you step into your power, you remember who you are, and you start getting to work inside your purpose. Not allowing these individuals to hold you back and drain you of this life force energy that you hold within you that is so very needed right now inside the collective. You're a lifeline to a whole collective of people, and a lot of you don't even know it. What do we have at the third eye, please? Oh, wow. The Tower, Aries energy, Uriel. The fire of God. Disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. This is you heeding the call, Scorpios. This is a revelation. You getting the memo from the divine that these fallen angels have been holding you captive this entire time, inside an illusion, inside a lie. And you now bringing destruction to all of these false securities that you once held on to in your life. A complete and utter upheaval for not only you, but for all those involved. The only difference is you are on the right side of justice here. And remember, Scorpios, the scales always tip. A lot of you have been inside this energy for so long, you couldn't even imagine being on top. It's all a part of the programming. You're meant to feel that way. There'll be a point where you're surrounded by so much happiness and abundance and success that you'll be pinching yourself because it will still be hard for you to even imagine that it's real. That really speaks about the oppression that a lot of you have really had to overcome to get to where you're going. I mean, so that's a form of PTSD because of what you've typically been so used to. You were down for so long that when you're up, it feels like a dream. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Scorpios, please? The Lovers, Hanuel. So now we have it in its upright. And this goes along with what I just said, Scorpios. Look at the illustration here, right? It's like there's your higher self. And let's just say this is you right now in this waking life. It's like your higher self rescues you, brings you online. It's like you're in this state of slumber. It's like it feels like a dream, right? It's like it feels unreal to you that you're having this level of success, that the universe is showing this overwhelming sense of gratitude and love for you for all the work you've put in. It says right there, removes negative energy. You know, you Scorpios have been so indoctrinated into this lie, into this matrix. We all have, that there's levels to awakening. Each benchmark you hit, every threshold that you cross through as you're ascending throughout your life, which it's never ending, the more you look back, and it's scary how asleep a lot of you recognize yourself to be at certain points in your life. That will never end, Scorpios. We're continually waking up. You'll get to a point where you'll look at yourself 6 months ago, a year ago, and you would have come leaps and bounds, right? That's how it's supposed to be, and that will never go away. No matter how awakened we are inside this reality, there's always going to be a little bit of programming that we have to break out of. Ascension and awakening is a slow, grinding process. If the divine flipped the switch on from 0 to 100, we'd go into a kind of information overload. We wouldn't even be able to handle it. But the most important thing you can do right now, Scorpios, is heed this call. Understand what we've laid out here for you, enough to at least get on path and start powering forward. There's a lot of information in this reading. But to go back to the message we had at the beginning, all of this is going to lead to a certain kind of success for all of you, depending on how that looks in each one of your own lives. And this is all going to begin to start unfolding in 2024. So Scorpios, in closing, the final countdown has begun. Scorpios, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donation, Scorpios. Take care.